If the government just got out of our...
I'll tell you what. I'll put it like this. The guaranteed job, yes, that is ridiculous. However,
That's ridiculous.
There should be enough jobs to go around.
Correct, exactly. You should have full employment, but like everything else, the globalists contract everything. Come on, Bank of fucking America fucking gets all that money to bail out, and then they lay off 30,000 workers. Come on, they're criminals. They're just hoarding money and making profits for their shareholders. That's it. And who owns the shares, you know? Oh, my God, it gets me nauseous. These institutional and hedge funds. The hedge funds. Oh, yeah, the hedge funds.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's all a Ponzi scheme, man.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
It's all this Wall Street, you know, it's just, it really is, it's just fuckery. It's really just foolery and fuckery. Like it's nothing that has to do with, but you know, economics. They're betting on, it's betting on shit to happen, and a lot of them have inside knowledge. You know, the whole derivatives market is the biggest scam we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's disgusting. It really is.
My friend Paul Watson, he oh, go ahead. Who was saying something? Oh, that was me. I just got a little echo there. Paul Watson posted a great thing. We should start a movement. It's a great idea. Occupy Rothschild. And I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that awesome? What a great idea. You just go to all the Rothschild influenced places and just occupy them. That would bring a message. I mean, if you really... Because otherwise, when you really think about it, this is a controlled opposition. It's good to that people are waking up. They are actually... They figure, well, people are waking up. Let's try to control them. But it can work against them because, you're going to get this mob mentality like Chris was saying. He's thinking that there's going to be a mob mentality coming on and... and that'll be, again, the reason for people to go ape shit. But I don't know. I think it's very possible that, that they could start shining a light closer on, at least now people are saying the Federal Reserve. 10 years ago, it was a conspiracy theory that the Federal Reserve...
Well, Howard, you're 100% right. However, we're running out of time.
Well, yeah, because they're going to implode the economy, and there's no. I don't know how to make it any faster. I literally scream my guts out, Justin. So do you. What do we do?
Right. None of us can take that personally.
No, I don't mean it that way. I'm just saying, but what we got to do is just keep getting the information out there and say, listen, read this, look at this, take a different viewpoint. Understand that you're under mind control and know what that means. I mean, because that's what we're under. We're under mind control. Well, the nation is under mind control. In the world, really, honestly. Why don't you look into, where did television come from? The creepiest thing ever. Justin, listen to this. You got to check this out. Go on YouTube and go to YouTube and go to, German television 1930s. And you will see variety shows from 1930s with Germans, German variety shows. That's just like Sid Caesar did in '48 with his big show. They actually copied They copied the whole format, and they included this one thing about these musicians that were foreigners, and they played out of tune, and we were going to bring them to re-education camps so that they can learn to play the music better and sing for their supper. And I shit you not. And that's just really creepy shit. And this was from 1936, so it showed that whole bringing the Nazis bringing in this mind control, crazy shit. You all right there, Justin?
I was just clearing my.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No. Yeah, no, you're 100% right, and that's why. Operation Paperclip.
Operation Paperclip got all the best. Yeah, that's right.
Brought the Von Brauns over, and another guy, actually Willie Lay. There's a bunch of these guys out there, and it's insane that these are Nazis. Even though
Mueller is the head of the FBI, because his father was a Nazi.
Right.
He changed the spelling of his name, but it's the same guy. It's his father. I mean, he's a Nazi, and he's the head of the FBI, or he was, It's just,
they're everywhere.
It's unbelievable.
still have the National Socialism mind state, and they've just blended in here, and especially if they're of an elite family or whatever, which a lot of them are too. A lot of like Kissinger changed his last name to Hines, and from Hines, and there's so many different things like that. A lot of people don't realize too. The original Rothschild name was Bauer, and a lot of people here, when you see the name Bauer, either written the Jewish German way, which is Bauer.
Well, Bauer is Rothschild. That's Rothschild's original name. That's their real name, right?
Right. Exactly. Well, it also people are spelling it Bower in ways like that. But they have the same descendants, and it's just a way to try to blend in more or whatever, And we've always had. The Bushes are a prime example of the Nazis and
absolutely.
The lying role,
And again, going back to that 30s thing, like, so if everybody were to check out and go out and check out on YouTube German, German television, 1930s, you'll see this, and it's like this really creepy looking like dude who's the looks like he almost looks like Boris Karloff or something. He's the announcer, very creepy thing. Anyway. The point is that, again, they got that for Paperclip, got the Nazis in there. Project Mockingbird and Project Monarch implemented the psychological programs, like from Dr. Cameron's experiments and Frank Olson and all with the bioweapons and all the other shit. And they were trying all sorts of crazy shit in the 50s. And it culminated into this really, really diabolical mind control on the population. And then they just kept testing it. In the 60s, they did some bioweapons testing in the subways in New York City. I know that. I mean, there's so much. They did thousands of things. And you say, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's not true. It is true, but people don't look. I just, if you really start looking, I mean, you start seeing, and you're like, how could people just let this happen? You just wonder, how do you just, well, it's okay that we shot up all these Guatemalan children with syphilis and, the Tuskegee thing, and, don't worry about it, that we sterilized people up to 1980, and, no problem. Planned Parenthood is started by Nazis, who they're talking about their, Margaret Sanger's a Nazi. She wants to get rid of all the blacks.
Since you brought that up, Howard, the fact that a lot of you don't realize that Planned Parenthood, that Prescott Bush was actually on the board of that too. This big, patriarch of the so-called conspiracy family. I mean, conservative family.
Well, so is Bill Gates'. Bill Gates' father sat on the board of directors. Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. Gates was too, but it's right in Prescott Bush's Wikipedia.
Wow.
Where it talks about that and talks about all the other.
But it's a loving organization, Justin. It's good. It gives women health. Poor women. It gives them health care. It helps them get mammograms and pap smears and Come on. What are you talking about? You sound like you're one of those right wing right to lifers.
What's weird about it though too is what's funny about that too is mammograms. It's pretty much just blasting them with radiation and and cancer. I don't know. It's a tough issue, and abortion's usually not one that I usually travel down, but I think it should be more discussed on like a state-to-state basis. I think that's something that we need to,
It's part of the eugenics program. It really is. I mean, whether you're right to life or you're pro-choice, the truth of the matter is that statistically, the statistics. Oh my God! Do you know how many? Honestly, do you know how much it reduces the population? It's incredible, and it doesn't.
Well, here's the thing, real quick, Howard, just to get my point in and out. Brian's show coming up next, and talk for a second. Just want to say, you're 100% right about it. I do think there should be some type of protection, against the back alley abortions if there wasn't. But the thing is, these places are talking women into getting them, which is terrible. But go ahead and say you have your rebuttal, and then we'll just go into the song, and then Brian's up next to the Wake Up Report. Go ahead, Howard.
That's great. No, really, I would just say that again, just talking about that whole thing, there's just so much going on. But if we were just going to stay on point, the eugenics program that's out there with the fluoride in the water, the vaccines, the GMO foods,
Right.
the abortions. You know, I mean, it all adds up into this picture, and when you look at how it's targeted and what areas are targeted for certain things, and you start seeing that there literally are, they do definitely target certain minorities, and you can see that. It's just clear, especially with the abortions. Like 50% of black people are literally never born, even because if you take the amount of black people, you know, African Americans who are born every year and the amount that are aborted, it is 50%. That's just a sickening statistic. So in closing, I would just, in my end here, as far as I could say, people don't understand eugenics. They look at it and they laugh that you're crazy. But we have John P. Holdren as our science czar, who wrote a book called Ecoscience, which actually it talks about you know, all of this stuff.
One of the worst.
He's our science czar. So I liken it to making Mengele the Surgeon General, and you know, Goering the head of well, not Goering, but it would be more like Mengele and like, I don't know, Ernst Rudin as the science czar. You know, just crazy, and then you have Cass Sunstein, and it's just nuts. And you know, I almost feel like
Howard, we're out of time. Buddy,
yes, sir.
But, we're actually 2 minutes after. But thanks for having Howard on the show. Chris Freedom Flowers as well.
Oh, thank you, Justin.
And Harry Lee called in as well. I want to thank you guys for being on the show tonight and filling in for me for a little while. Next week, Brian Staley with the Wake Up Call. Okay, guys, take it easy.
Excellent. Have a good night.
The greatest form of control is where you think you're free, when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated to. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell where you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free.
What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers.
We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave.